Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Shakur Stevenson retains his WBC lightweight title with a ninth round stoppage. It was either a stoppage or a retirement because the towel came in right at the end of the ninth round. And this was against Josh Padley. I mean, Josh Padley is a former Central Area champion. And he's going in there against Stevenson, who, as we know, is a three-weight belt holder. Tremendous talent. Stevenson is now 27, so he's pretty much in his prime. Padley, 29. I mean, you talk about quantum leaps. This is several quantum leaps for Padley. And for him to last into the ninth round and give absolutely everything against a really classy operator, all credit to Padley. Surely he'll get invited back to Riyadh season. I mean, one guy was just leagues ahead of the other one. It's not like, Padley, in boxing, if you give absolutely everything, you wake up the following day, you say, do you know what? I'm heartbroken. I lost. The idea is to win, but at least I gave everything. At least I can just say, well, that guy was better than me, which happens. And it doesn't mean your career is over. It doesn't mean you take a quantum leap backwards. This was win-win for Padley. I really hope that he's getting well paid, because he deserves it. If he's getting the sort of money that, buys him a house or whatever, or, so he can look after his family, fantastic, and I mean, he's from Yorkshire, which is not a sort of, I think he's from even Doncaster or something like that. If you've ever been to Doncaster, I mean, no offence to you Donny people, but at the moment I'm living in Peterborough. That's a shithole. But Doncaster ain't the wealthiest of towns. You know what I mean? So I hope he gets to buy a house. I hope he gets, and he continue with his career. He's an electrician. This is his only defeat. He got stopped in 9 by an extremely talented fighter. But my God, he gave everything. And Stevenson, in fact, I gave Padley the first round. I thought he edged that round. Stevenson was just having a look at him. Okay, what's going on here then? Never heard of this geezer. Let's have a look at him. And, he took his time, Stevenson, which he always does. He is not an exciting fighter to watch. Not for me. He's very technical. He's someone that I can sort of respect, but do I enjoy actually watching him? To be honest with you, not really. Not really. I do find him... let's say he did an 8-rounder, I'd think, okay, that's interesting. But 12 rounds, I'm sort of saying, well, these rounds are getting very repetitive. And yes, he's very skillful and I admire him and blah, blah. But you could make the argument that he should have had Padley out of there earlier. But Padley weren't going anywhere because from the second round onwards, Stevenson, clearly slicker, sharper, incredibly fast hands, lovely poise. He's a southpaw. He was landing, entire flurries to Padley's head, and Padley was coming back. And Padley had that air of a lot of his punches were quite fast, but they were kind of pushed and a few slaps in there as well. And it wasn't really, the schooling wasn't there. When you have, a sharpshooter like Stevenson, then you look at Padley, who, he's only got 4 KOs in his 15 wins anyway, but he just hasn't got the sophistication, anywhere near the sophistication of Stevenson. You might say that a Toyota is a nice car. It is a nice car. But you stand it next to a fucking Aston Martin and it ain't going to look so good, is it? Even though it's a perfectly good car. And Stevenson started to sort of, I don't say go through the gears quickly, but he was never in the remotest trouble. I mean, he was clipped a couple of times in, I think, the first and second rounds, and he kind of smiled, and Padley weren't smiling back. He was like, yeah, well, But Padley was like that. He had that mentality. Oh, you think you're good, do you? Right, well, I don't care what anyone says. You've got to show me how good you are. Right? I'm a show me guy. I don't care about reputations and none of that crap. And that's the way it should be. That's the way you should approach everything in life, everything. And Padley had that about him, definitely. Unfortunately for him, Stevenson is the real thing and did go through the gears and did start to, clip Padley, and God bless him. I mean, he was firing back, and it was just one guy being so much better than the other. And then when the boom was eventually lowered, I mean, the key to the door was the bodywork, because all 3 of those knockdowns in round 9 were body shots. The first one, I think, was a left-hand backhand, like a left cross to the floating rib on the inside, which Paddy didn't see coming. He went down. Then let me get this right now. I think there was a right hook round the corner, round the elbow, that put Padley down for the second time. And then the third occasion, Padley was by the ropes. This was right at the end of the round. And it was another body shot that put him on all fours. And, to his absolute credit, he was getting back up. He kept banging the canvas and saying, damn it, what am I doing on the fucking floor? But he got up, but the towel came in, and that's fair enough. 9 rounds. He was taking a beating, a sustained beating. You don't want to see the guy seriously hurt. For him to even get a sniff of a WBC title fight in Riyadh against Shakur Stevenson. I mean, like I say, less than 2 years ago, he was fighting for the Central Area title. Maybe Stevenson was a bit intimidated facing a Central Area champ. What do you think? But no, Shakur Stevenson, I mean, you can say, okay, you should have got rid of him quicker. And he's only got the 11 KOs in 23 wins. But skill-wise, even though he doesn't seem to have a great deal of pop, he's got so many great skills and such a variety of tools in his box that he's going to be very difficult to beat, Stevenson. He is a lovely, skillful fighter, even though he's not the most exciting of fighters. He'll be difficult to beat indeed. So let me know what you think. What do you think of this fight? Hopefully Padley will get invited back. Hopefully we'll see Stevenson maybe in some unifications perhaps. Let me know what you'd like to see. Let me know what you thought of this fight, of Stevenson's performance, of Padley's performance. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, do all that good stuff. Spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. It's your channel as much as mine. A bit pointless me just making videos if no one watches them. So support the channel. Thanks very much. Much love to all of you. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.